And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lamel Family Field for a huge USA South Conference matchup as the Brevard College Tornadoes host Huntingdon. Crucial matchup in the conference. Tornadoes 5-0 in the USA South Conference, and Huntingdon 4-1. And it's also the home finale for the Tornadoes during the regular season. And it'll be senior day as well. We'll have those ceremonies and pomp and circumstance coming up shortly. But the Tornadoes have just been rolling through USA South Conference play. 5-0. Went 0-3 in non-conference play and played some very tough competition in Warner and Hampton-Sydney, former USA South Conference foe Averett. And then the USA South Conference schedule started. A thriller on homecoming, 37-35, a triple overtime win over Maryville, followed by a road win at Greensboro, a big 49-28 win over Southern Virginia right here at Lamel Family Field back on October the 7th, and then two road wins at Methodist and at LaGrange, all leading up to this huge matchup versus Huntingdon. Now, there's one more game after this for the Tornadoes, which is a trip to Jackson, Mississippi to take on Belhaven. Belhaven, Huntingdon, and the Tornadoes vying for that top spot in the USA South Conference, and it'll all be worked out in these next couple weeks, of course. Huntingdon, a very impressive program over the years, have put together a long streak in the USA South Conference. Just a tremendous record in their last 30 games. 27-3 in their last 30 conference games. One of those three losses to the Tornadoes, but just an incredible run for Huntingdon. And talking to head coach Bill Kyatt prior to the game, it's very much a machine. You know, same sort of system year in, year out, same sort of student athletes. And certainly the results speak for themselves, but the Tornadoes, a huge factor in this USA South Conference now. And the only unblemished record in the USA South Conference belongs to Brevard. Interestingly enough, the Tornadoes in those last 30 games, not a bad record themselves, 23-7. The Tornadoes currently lead in the conference 5-0. Belhaven a half game back at 5-1 in USA South Conference play, and Huntingdon sits at 4-1, along with NC Wesleyan, who's also 4-1 in conference play. So it should be a fascinating matchup between these two. We're counting down towards the senior day ceremonies. We'll honor the seniors from the Brevard College Tornado football program, along with the senior cheerleaders. And then we'll get things started. Huge matchup between these two. Tornadoes and Huntingdon College coming up shortly.
Nicholas Schultes, Rutland, Vermont.
Moses Perkins III, Jacksonville, Florida.
Jordan Ramey, Yadkinville, North Carolina.
Jalen Smith, Roxborough, North Carolina. Bailey Ramey, Yadkin.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
Welcome back to Eyes Lamel Family Field as we approach the start of Huntingdon and Brevard. Getting very close to a Senior Day ceremony. We'll turn the attention to that in just a moment. Do want to go ahead and get a look at Huntington's starting offense, led by senior quarterback Carson Daniel, Kerry McReynolds at running back, Woody and Bradford and England, the wide receivers, Pilgrim at H-back. You see the offensive line as well. And let's look at the Huntington defense real quickly as well. Brown, Anderson, Long, Vickers, Martinez, Spence, Peppers, Green, Park, Reynolds, and Young. We'll move our attention to the Senior Day ceremony. Then we'll take a look at the Brevard College starters following that. So stick with us here. And a special Senior Day ceremony. And PA announcer Ray Gill and Brevard College Hall of Famer Ray Gill will take us through the pomp and circumstance that comes with being a senior at Brevard College. Outstanding class this fall. See head coach Bill Kyatt at midfield, along with two of his key assistants, Everett Lindsay and Josh Romero, and president of Brevard College, Bradley J. Andrews, at the 50-yard line as well. He'll be congratulating these seniors, along with faculty athletics representative Dr. Joshua Wilkie. So it looks like we're just about ready to get started. Senior Day ceremony. Glad you're able to join us wherever you may be tuning in from.
This time, please join your attention to the field for today's Senior Day celebration. Brevard College football is honoring its class of 21 seniors as well as a group of 7 fifth-year players for their contributions and dedication to the Tornado football program. We politely ask for everyone to hold all applause until the end of today's ceremony. First, number 1, Chancellor Lee Parker, a senior running back from Auburn, Georgia, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Chancellor is joined by his grandparents Ezekiel and Edna, his mom Cardis, and his sister Caitlin. Next, number 2, Zachary Orr, a senior wide receiver from Charleston, South Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Zachary is joined by his parents Greg and Christy, his brother Tyler, and his grandmother Frankie. Next, number 9, Ernest Smith II, a senior defensive lineman from Barnwell, South Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Ernest is joined by Ernest, Sheila, and Maya Smith. Next, number 11, Trey Williams, a senior defensive lineman from Loganville, Georgia, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Trey is joined by his parents, Ronzel and Shamika Williams. Next, number 14, Deshaun Curtis, a senior wide receiver from Fayetteville, North Carolina, who will graduate in December with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Deshaun is joined by his parents, sister, and nephew. Next, number 14, Cameron Moore, a senior defensive back from Miami, Florida, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership with a minor in exercise science. Cameron is joined by his mother, Nina, his brother, Brighton, and his grandmother, Gigi. Next, number 15, Eli Carr, a senior quarterback from Asheville, North Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Eli is joined by his parents, Danny and Chastity, and his brothers, Isaac and Maddox. Next, number 19, Taylor Willis, a senior defensive back from Northport, Florida, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in environmental studies. Taylor is joined by his parents, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in exercise science. AJ is joined by his parents, Anthony and Deanna. Next, number 21, Andrew Bishop, a senior tight end from Hickory, North Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Andrew is joined by his parents, Karen and Danny Bishop, and Aspen Gates. Next, number 21, Bradley Penn, a senior defensive back from Loganville, Georgia, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Brady is joined by his parents, Daryl and Eliza Penn. Next, number 28, Devontae Murray, a senior running back from Murphy, North Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Devontae is joined by his mother, Jenny, his brother, Deontay, and his girlfriend, Jada, and Clifford Murray. Next, number 29, Jamil George, a senior defensive back from Dallas, Georgia, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in exercise science. Jamil is joined by his parents, Graylin and Jokisha George. Next, number 30, Eli Everhart, a senior linebacker from Thomasville, North Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Eli is joined by his parents, Elliot and Crystal. Next, number 34, Lyndon Galt, a senior fullback from Lawrence, South Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Lyndon is joined by his parents, Jamie and Melissa, and his girlfriend, Talia. Next, number 43, Christian Williams, a graduate defensive lineman from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, who is currently enrolled in the Masters of Emergency Management program at BC. Kristen is joined by Chrissy and Michael Jackson. Next, number 44, Luke Dodson, a senior defensive lineman from Brevard, North Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a pre-law minor. Luke is joined by his parents, James and Adrian, and his sister, Kennedy. Next, number 51, Devon Robinson, a senior defensive lineman from Columbia, South Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in physical education. Devon is joined by his mother, Angela, and his grandmother, Evelyn. Next, number 57, Josh Blackstock, a senior offensive lineman from Charleston, South Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in history. Josh is joined by his parents, Jeremy and Jennifer. Next, number 66, Hayden Schnell, a senior offensive lineman from Oakwood, Georgia, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in history and a minor in criminal justice. Hayden is joined by his mother and grandparents. Next, number 92, Cam Blanding, a senior linebacker from Sumter, South Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in physical education. Cam is joined by his parents, Bernard and Karen. Lastly, we would like to recognize our returning seniors and graduates. Running back, number 0, DJ Taylor. Linebacker, number 3, Gwenquincio Coger Jr. Linebacker, number 4, Toby Naylor. Quarterback, number 17, Thomas Kramer. Defensive back, number 22, Jock Pledger. Defensive lineman, number 42, Wyatt Langford. And offensive lineman, number 56, Todd Norman. Ladies and gentlemen, please give these seniors a big round of applause.
So there's your senior class. PA announcer Ray Gill taking us through those proceedings. What an outstanding group. I talked to Coach Kite specifically about this class and spoke of the type of work ethic, culture that this group brings, really has transformed the character of the Brevard College Tornadoes, and big reason why the Tornadoes off to a 5-0 start here in the USA South Conference with 2 more orders of business, the first of which starts today versus Huntingdon. So stick with us. Bring you more action from Ives Lamel Family Field as we count down to kickoff. Hawks and Tornadoes. Let's take a look at the Brevard College starting lineups. We took a look at Huntington's starters earlier. Ethan Beamish, what a season he is having, has already set the single-season record for most yards in Brevard College history. And the sophomore from Simpsonville, South Carolina, will pilot the Tornadoes offense yet again. Chancellor Lee Parker gets the start at running back. We'll also see a heavy dose of DJ Taylor and Devontae Murray as well, both of whom are seniors. In fact, all 3 of those running backs seniors, so outstanding stuff there. Then a look at the starting wideouts, Cooper Hogan and Zachary Orr. Also expect to see plenty of Adam Douglas, Reggie Taylor II, Kyle Lovett, amongst others. Starting tight end, Andrew Bishop. And then the offensive line, a few changes there. LaRoderick Rucker out with injury. And as a result, Todd Norman, we've seen him at all sorts of positions, just like his position coach, Everett Lindsay, who played all 5 positions in the NFL. Well, we've seen Norman just about everywhere in his career. Well, today his assignment, left tackle. So big opportunity there for Todd Norman as this offensive line shifts again. Blackstock will get the start at center. Norman and Blackstock both seniors. Hayden Schnell, a senior as well. The starting right guard, right tackle, Brody Lindsay, and left guard, Bernard Wirtz.
The kicking duties today will be handled by a 5'10 junior, number 16, Hugo Taylor. And the punting duties by a 5'10 junior, number 13, Nicholas Akins.
Let's take a look at the Tornadoes' defense. Up front, Wyatt Langford, along with Obadiah Grimes and Trey Williams. Ben Ellis, we'll see a bunch of him, along with Gwenquincio Coger Jr. Toby Naylor, Bailey Ramey, and Ben Ellis, the starting linebackers. And then the starting defensive backs, Jalen Brown, Montrell Stinson, Dylan James, and Jock Pledger. So look forward to getting things started. We're about 9 minutes and change away from the start of Tornadoes and Hawks. Big USA South Conference matchup coming up shortly.
Leading student athletes for their hard work and dedication to BC Cheer. First up is Anna Irvin, a senior from Sparta, Tennessee, who will graduate from BC with a bachelor's degree in theater performance with an English minor. Anna is being escorted by Ed Irvin, Deborah Austin, and Charlotte Austin. Following graduation, Anna plans to move to California and pursue an acting career or attend law school. Off the field, Anna is the editor-in-chief of the Clarion, a student ambassador, and a peer leader. She has been on the honor roll and dean's list all 4 years, and her favorite BC memory was hiking to see the views on the top of the old fire tower on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Fans, please give it up for Anna Irvin. Next is Melody Ferguson, a senior from Gloucester, Virginia, who will graduate from BC with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership and a minor in criminal justice. Melody is being escorted by her parents, Thomas and Karen, and her sister, Karina. Following graduation, Melody plans to pursue a career in social media working for a minor league baseball team. Off the field, Melody is a barista at Bill's Boiler House and made honor roll her junior year. Her favorite BC memory was joining the cheer team and meeting her best friends. Please give it up for Melody Ferguson. Next, Madison Henson, a senior from Rosman, North Carolina, who will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Madison is being escorted by her parents, John and Melissa. Following graduation, Madison plans to start her MBA at Brevard College in January and graduate with her MBA in December 2024. She plans to continue to grow her business, Madison Dean Events, into a full job. Off the field, Madison served as FCA president and a member and was a peer leader for 3 years. Madison made the honor roll in spring 2022 and the dean's list in the fall 22 and spring of 23. Her favorite BC memory was experience in her freshman year with her sister Marissa, who was a senior, and her mom, who served as campus visit coordinator, and getting to follow in her sister's footsteps. Please give it up for Madison Henson. And ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for the BC Cheerleading Senior Class 2023-2024.
Another fantastic Senior Day ceremony. Appreciate the dulcet tones of PA announcer and BC Hall of Famer Ray Gill taking us through those ceremonies. We'll have a drumline senior ceremony with our very own Grace Vaught, who's done so much great work up here in the press box with us with the national anthem. She'll be singing it in a matter of moments here as well. Huntingdon has arrived from their locker room. And in just a matter of moments, the Tornadoes will hit the field as well. A lot of excitement around this senior day and a huge matchup in the USA South Conference. Tornadoes 5-0 in the USA South, and Huntington 4-1. Certainly the winner of this matchup will have the upper hand as we head into the final week of the regular season next week, when the Tornadoes travel to Jackson, Mississippi to take on Belhaven. So Tornadoes captains heading towards midfield: Nicholas Akis, Grequencio Koger Jr., and Ethan Beamish. So special teams, defense, and offense all represented. The captains who we see for the coin flip each week vary. Oftentimes a reward for the effort and the leadership put in during the week of practice. And now we'll have the coin toss between the two teams as we count down to kickoff. Huntington won the toss. They defer, so they will receive in the second half. Tornadoes will have the ball first here in the first half. So Huntington defers to the second half. Tornadoes will return. Tornadoes will be moving from left to right. And Huntington as a team displaying their excitement. Now here come the Tornadoes entering the venue as well. Tornadoes in their home blue uniforms, silver helmets, gray pants, and silver numbers and lettering on the back, while Huntington in the white uniforms with the red numerals. And we'll head toward the invocation along with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Outstanding rendition of the national anthem from Grace Vaught. Grace Vaught does it all. Drumline, lacrosse, national anthem. She's hustling back to get with her drumline team, and she'll be honored during halftime as part of the drumline senior presentation. We saw the Brevard College senior presentation for the football team, and now the cheerleading team, and we are ready to get things started here. Will Edwards will put toe to leather. DJ Taylor with the kickoff return from the 5, and Taylor's able to evade a tackle and then is knocked out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Impressive opening kickoff return from DJ Taylor, and the Tornadoes offense will take the field. Knocked out of bounds at the 36. So 1st and 10 at the 36. Ethan Beamish, he has Chancellor Lee Parker, the senior tailback, to his left. Handoff to Lee Parker, able to cut through a couple of Huntington defenders, then ultimately brought down, but a nice first-round rush. Brought down by Vickers. Call it a game of 7, 2nd and 3. Three wide out spread to the left. Beamish rolls out to his left and able to connect to Zachary Orr. And just like that, an early first down for the Tornadoes. So offense looking effective thus far. 2 plays, and Tornadoes able to march into Huntington territory. Zachary Orr, that's his 45th catch of the season, leading the Tornadoes in receiving. So 1st and 10 now from the Huntington 37. Reggie Taylor has entered the ball game. Beamish drops back to pass. Deep shot here. And able to find Zachary Orr. Just like that, quick strike offense. A 37-yard touchdown for Zachary Orr. A 3-play drive. And the quick strike. Beamish to Orr. Tornadoes will line up for the extra point. Hugo Taylor, reigning USA South Conference Special Teams Player of the Week. Kick is up, and it's true. So an early 7-0 lead for the Tornadoes. A quick strike opening drive. And with 13:35 left to play in the first quarter, Tornadoes 7, Hawks 0.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that
Nicholas Akis will handle the kickoff duties for the Tornadoes after that opening touchdown drive. And a short kick there, but a great coverage by the Tornadoes. Mason Tanner was there defensively. Kyler Cheney was who returned the kickoff. So despite the shorter kickoff, the coverage was so good that Tornadoes able to contain Huntington in terms of opening field position here. 1st and 10 from the 30. Carson Daniel, starting quarterback for Huntington. Running play right up the middle, and the Tornadoes are there. Ernest Smith II just gobbles up McReynolds, starting tailback for Huntington. No gain on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for Huntington.
"13 minutes in counting. Now 12 on the play clock as Carson Daniel and the Hawks offense looking for their signs from the sideline. And great pressure in the sack for the Tornadoes, Wyatt Langford. And that's going to be a big loss for Huntington on the quarterback sack by the Tornadoes. Wyatt Langford, part of that senior class coming up big here on Senior Day.
Fans are cheering for your 3rd down defense.
3rd and 23. And then a flag on the play. And this might back up Huntington even further. So it'll be 3rd and 28 from the 11. 3rd in Hendersonville. For Carson Daniel and the Huntington Hawks. Good pass protection there, but nobody home on the delivery as Daniel was trying to thread the needle there to his wideout Kyler Cheney. And a 3-and-out for the Tornado defense, punctuated by a huge quarterback sack by Wyatt Langford. So it'll be 4th down, and the punting unit in place for Huntington. Hunter Kirkland with the punt. It's a good one. And Jock Pledgler receiving it at the 43, and he is brought down by a host of Hawks. So an impressive punt by Hunter Kirkland bails out Huntington to a degree, but it'll be good field position for the Tornadoes coming back for their 2nd drive on the offensive side. Can't hope for a better start than what we've seen here from the Tornadoes. A quick strike opening drive to give the Nados a 7-0 lead on the 37-yard touchdown pass, Beamish to Orr. Chancellor Lee Parker, big gainer there. That's going to be a 1st down rush of 11 yards. So we've seen Lee Parker twice. Already 2 carries for 18 yards.
That's Brevard College. 1st down.
1st down for the Tornadoes, once again in Huntington territory. Rush again to Chancellor Lee Parker, who is stood up. Gain of 1. That'll bring up 2nd and 9. That opening drive for the Tornadoes, 3 plays, 64 yards, took just 79 seconds. Zachary Orr checks out. He's who caught that opening touchdown. Beamish, play action, under some pressure from the Hawks pass rush, and he just throws it away. Closest receiver was Jordan Rao. So that'll bring up the first third down situation for the Tornadoes thus far this afternoon. Tornadoes leading 7-0, 10:23 on the game clock here in the first quarter. Jack Spots in motion for the Tornadoes. Beamish back to pass and is able to find an open receiver. That's Adam Douglas, and that's going to be good for another Tornado first down. Very nicely done. Beamish had several pass routes to choose from and able to find Douglas, who had found some open space there on his route. And another first down this drive for the Tornadoes. Able to make that third down conversion, keep this drive going. First and 10 from the 35. Lyndon Gaunt, the senior, is checked in. He's in motion in that halfback type position. Meanwhile, here's Chancellor Lee Parker, and he has stood up. Big tackler there by Tucker Spence. Tucker Spence, senior linebacker from Uriah, Alabama. Chancellor Lee Parker was still able to manage 2 or 3 yards on the play, despite that big play from Spence. Beamish, screen pass here to Chancellor Lee Parker. He's able to beat 2 defenders. What a cutback there by Lee Parker, but then he's brought down by a gang of Hawks. So it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 31. George Rennie has checked in. He's one of those players who's worked his way up from the JV roster. Great to see him getting some playing time here. Beamish rolls out to his right. And he's able to find George Rennie right on cue, and Rennie able to break a tackle, move forward for a first down. So George Rennie, very nicely done there. His second career catch in a varsity uniform. Eli Everhart has checked in. Now, most Tornado fans used to seeing him on the defensive side. He's now playing both ways. Primarily an offensive player now in the tight end position. Wears number 30. And he's out running a pass route there. Meanwhile, pass to Zachary Orr. One of those over-the-shoulder throws to Orr. Post route to that far left side of the end zone. Incomplete. Much more of a methodical drive than what we saw first time out, a 3-play scoring drive by the Tornadoes, but great to see them able to work some clock here and run a variety of plays. Hogan in motion. Beamish able to beat a couple of pass rushers and able to find Jack Spots for another first down. Beamish now 6 of 8 and already approaching 100 yards on the day. He's already broken the single-season Brevard College passing yards record. And today, continuing to add to his totals. First and goal from the 4. Rush here to Chancellor Lee Parker. He's able to bust it out to the outside, and that's going to be a touchdown for Chancellor Lee Parker, the senior. And just like that, the Tornadoes ahead 13-0. With 6:52 to play in this opening half. Now, there was a flag on the play, so this is coming back actually, folks. Holding on the Tornadoes, so despite a celebration throughout Eyes Lamel Family Field, touchdown will not count naturally, and it's going to back up the Tornadoes. First penalty of the game on BC. We have an injured player on the field. We'll take a quick break. Your score, Tornadoes 7, Hawks 0, 6:52 for.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
So Josh Blackstock, the starting center for the Tornadoes, senior, heads off due to injury after being attended by the athletic trainers. Meanwhile, mishap on the shotgun snap, and then Beamish able to throw it forward, and the catch is made. Cooper Hogan, what a recovery from Ethan Beamish. And able to connect with Hogan. Almost made up all the yardage from that penalty. So it'll now be second and goal from the 7. What a recovery from Beamish. Devontae Murray has checked into the game. Hayden Schnell has shifted over to center. Also, Sammy Edwards, a freshman, has entered the lineup with Blackstock heading out. Meanwhile, pass there, looking for Douglas, incomplete. And good to see Blackstock back on the field. Nice job by Sammy Edwards, a couple plays there being called into duty. The freshman offensive lineman from Pickens, South Carolina, Pickens High School. Meanwhile, a third and goal situation for the NATOs. We see different personnel checking in now. 6:05 on the game clock here in this first quarter. Devontae Murray to the right of Ethan Beamish. Spread out to the right, Zachary Orr. Adam Douglas flank left. Pass to Douglas. And the signal is a touchdown. So despite some tight coverage there, you saw some contact right after the pass was complete. Douglas able to gather it in. And now the Tornadoes go up 13-0. So despite the penalty, the holding penalty that pushed the Tornadoes back, despite some adversity on a shotgun snap that went awry, The Tornadoes able to come up with another touchdown here on their second drive of this contest. Hugo Taylor, reigning USA South Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, with Nick Akes holding for him. Extra point is good. So your score with 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Brevard 14, Huntington 0. A 13-play, 59-yard drive that chewed up 5 minutes and 37 seconds. And the Tornadoes on the touchdown pass to Adam Douglas from Ethan Beamish from 7 yards out now lead 14-0. Woody with the kickoff return for Huntington. A helmet, looks like it is Woody's helmet, flies off. Some lively kickoff return coverage from the Tornadoes. Eli Everhart, who now plays both ways and apparently also special teams, does it all. Able to make the tackle as well. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Huntington. Tornadoes getting set on the defensive side. Carson Daniel, quarterback for Huntington, makes the first completion of the day for the Hawks as he's able to find Dylan Killingsworth in the flat. Gain of 5, so it'll be 2nd and 5. Handoff here, and rush right up the middle. Big tackle there from Bailey Ramey. McReynolds on the carry. That'll bring up another 3rd down for Huntington. Huntington still looking for their first down in this contest. Tornadoes have 6 of them to their credit. 3rd and a long 2. McReynolds in the backfield. Daniel hands it off to McReynolds. Tornadoes are there defensively, and that's going to be a 3rd down stop. Grequenzio Koger Jr., graduate student, the linebacker from Macon, Georgia, Northside High School, transferred to Brevard from Iowa Wesleyan. Huge part of this year's defensive success. And that's going to bring in the punting unit for Huntington. And the pressure was there, but another good boot by Huntington. Fair catch by Pledger. And Tornadoes will get it going from there. 4:05 to play, first quarter, 14-0, Nados on top. An impressive 43-yard punt by Hunter Kirkland. And the Tornadoes will start things off. 1st and 10 at the 20. Beamish rolls out to his right, and a beautiful catch made by Cooper Hogan. Outstanding grab. Beamish's skills with the play action, that time a play action pitch to his left and then roll out to his right, creates all sorts of time for Beamish. And then his wide receiver, Cooper Hogan, junior from New London, North Carolina, makes the grab. Beautifully done. DJ Taylor is checked in, and he gets the carry there. Gain of 6. Some new personnel checking in. George Rennie checking in once again, along with Alex Bolton. Very deep arsenal of wideouts for the Tornadoes offense and quarterback Ethan Beamish. DJ Taylor remains in the game. He's the tailback to the left of Beamish. Beamish, a little shuffle pass there to Kyle Lovett in a nice block upfield, able to give Lovett some daylight and gain another 5-7 yards there. So the creativity of the Tornado offense and the execution, that time Beamish to Lovett. And another first down for Brevard.
That's Brevard College, first down.
Beamish now 10 of 13 for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns, and we're still in the first quarter. Lyndon Galt has checked in. He's in that H-back type position. Hogan in the contest as well. There's the play action again for Beamish. He's got all sorts of time. He's able to make the completion once again to Hogan. Big hit laid down on Hogan, but nice job by Hogan to be able to hold on to it. Tackle by Denzel Green, senior from Alexander, Alabama. And injury on the field. Take a quick break. 2:11 to play. First quarter, 14-0 Tornadoes.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists.
Nice round of applause for Cooper Hogan after making that catch, shaken up, and then able to pop back up. 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard gain. Beamish 11 of 14 for 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 7 different receivers already have been utilized. DJ Taylor to the left of Beamish. Handoff to Taylor, now a reverse to Reggie Taylor II, and the speed of Reggie Taylor able to cut through that opening, and that's going to be another first down for the Tornadoes. So a beautifully executed reverse there, and we continue to see creativity from this Tornado offense. Meanwhile, the 9th first down of the contest for the Tornadoes. Huntingdon in that department, 0. 90 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. It's been all Brevard, 14-0. Handoff here to Chancellor Lee Parker, and some tough running, some power running. Credit a big block there from Lyndon Galt. Opening things up, the senior Lyndon Galt from Lawrence, South Carolina, and Chancellor Lee Parker. What a performer he has been. The senior from Auburn, Georgia, transferred to Brevard from Mars Hill. So didn't have to make too far of a trip with that transfer, but has settled in and become a huge part of this Tornado attack. Beamish now is going to take it himself. And just short of the goal line. Beamish doing it all. And a big rush there. It's going to set up a first and goal situation as we count down towards the end of the first quarter. 18-yard rush by Ethan Beamish as clock stops with 17 seconds. Season-long rush for Beamish. Career-long in a Tornado uniform and very opportunistic there. So, breaking the action, we're still trying to get this sorted out. We didn't see either team indicate a timeout necessarily. 17 seconds to play here in the first quarter. And it'll be first and goal for the Tornadoes as the officials talking to both coaching staffs to get all this sorted out. So first and goal from the 1. Eli Carr has checked in at quarterback for the Tornadoes. I believe Beamish might have lost his helmet there, thus he's required to leave the game. Rush there to Chancellor Lee Parker, and it is stopped for a tackle for loss. Tackle by Cole Sackman. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. We'll switch sides and head to the second quarter. Your score at the end of 1, Tornadoes 14, Hawks 0. Back here at Islamel Family Field, start of the second quarter. It'll be a second and goal situation from the 5-yard line after a tackle for loss there. Ethan Beamish is checked back in. Beamish back to pass. And able to thread the needle there. Touchdown to Jack Spots. Third touchdown pass of the day for Ethan Beamish. Tornado offense perfect, 3 for 3, all touchdowns on the 3 drives so far. And Beamish able to find Jack Spots for that touchdown grab. Hugo Taylor in for the extra point. Second touchdown of the season for Jack Spots. And a 21-0 lead for Brevard College. Beamish now 12 of 15, 161 yards, 3 touchdowns. Touchdown passes to Zachary Orr, Adam Douglas, and Jack Spots. And the Tornadoes continuing to roll here A 21-0 lead early on. In that drive, 9 plays, 80 yards, taking up 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Huntington's had the ball twice, 3 and out each time. So a lopsided game thus far. Woody and White back deep. And kickoff there from Akis. Taken by an up man. Cheney again. Saw him return the opening kickoff. Good coverage by the NATOs. Hunter Davis leading the charge. So total yards in this contest, certainly one-sided when you consider one team has 10 first down, 21 points, the other team 0 first down and 0 points. 213 for Brevard, -5 for Huntington. Daniel able to find an open wide receiver in the flat. That's Woody. And brought down after a short gain. Tackled by James Woods, junior defensive back from Lincolnton, North Carolina. Transfer from Lewisburg. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Huntington still searching for their first down. Some tough running there by Kahari McReynolds. McReynolds, the senior from Geneva, Alabama. And that'll bring up another 3rd down situation. Huntington 0 for 2 in these situations thus far. Credit Bowman with that tackle on that last running play. So it'll be 3rd and 2 from the 40. Pass there, just past the yard to gain. And that'll be a 1st down, their first of the contest for the Huntington Hawks as Woody's able to pull in the grab. Woody, a freshman wide receiver from Camp Hill, Alabama. And the first down of the contest for Huntington, so their drive here in the 2nd quarter will continue. 13 minutes and change here until halftime. Daniel able to evade a pass rusher and then forced out of bounds. After a modest gain. James Woods again on the tackle. Toby Naylor checking back in. Also seeing Trey Williams. Different defensive package here for the Tornadoes. Facing a 2nd and 7. It's been all NATOs thus far. 21-0 here in the 2nd quarter. 12:35 to play. Rush here to McReynolds. And he's able to beat a couple of Tornado defenders, breaking a couple tackles and scurrying all the way down to the 10-yard line. By far the biggest play of the day for Huntington. Pledger eventually brought him down, but a big-time rush there. And suddenly Huntington in the red zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. Nifty reverse there using Woody. Tornadoes, nice job in pursuit. Able to keep it to a short gain. Toby Naylor there on the tackle. That running play by McReynolds officially 42 yards. So biggest play of the game for either offense. So short gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 10. Daniels flushed out of the pocket. There's a flag down and then forced out of bounds there by Ben Ellis of the NATOs. But we'll see what the flag is all about. Ellis, the junior linebacker from Mooresville, North Carolina. So it's going to be a holding penalty on Huntingdon. This will back up the Hawks. Second penalty of the contest for Huntingdon. Tornadoes have had just one penalty themselves, a holding call as well. 11:05 to play, second quarter, 21-0 Tornadoes. It'll be 2nd and 19. The 1 yard line is the yard to gain. Daniel back to pass. And Tornadoes there defensively. Cam Moore on that pass intended for Tyler England. Great job there by the senior Cam Moore. Able to break up that pass and force a 3rd down situation. Cameron Moore, senior defensive back from Miami, Florida, the 305. So 3rd and 19. Huntingdon 1 of 3 in 3rd down situations today, and this is a challenging one. 3rd and 19 from the 20. Pass there, almost picked off. Dylan James was in the vicinity. Great defense by the Tornadoes in that zone pass coverage. And that's going to create a 4th down situation. And looks like Huntington's going to attempt a fairly long field goal here. A 37-yard field goal attempt for Will Edwards. Kick is up, and it's good with some extra distance to spare. So well done there from Will Edwards, place kicker for Huntingdon, and Huntington's able to get their first points of the afternoon. 21-3 your score, 10:36 to play, 3rd quarter. Back underway here at Islamel Family Field. And the Tornadoes kickoff return, Jeremiah Rudolph, the return man, the junior from Winter Garden, Florida, West Orange High School. And the Tornadoes will head out for their 4th drive of the contest. They've scored touchdowns on the first 3 drives. And as a result, enjoying a 21-3 lead here, 10:29 in the second. Chancellor Lee Parker in the backfield. Rush here to Parker. And brought down by a host of Hawks. Ty Martinez leading the way. right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tornado offense. Chancellor Lee Parker. That was his 7th carry already on this afternoon. A beautiful day for football, by the way. After a bit of a cold snap here in the mountains of western North Carolina. Currently sunny, 64 degrees. A timeout on the field, 9:50 to play, second quarter, 21-3 NATOs. Back here at Islamel Family Field. Well, do want to give a big shout out to the Brevard College men's and women's soccer teams, both of whom will be going for USA South Conference championships today. Tornadoes men's soccer in Rocky Mount, North Carolina takes on NC Wesleyan for the championship. And then the Tornadoes women's team at 6 p.m. facing Southern Virginia. 2 USA South titles on the line, men's and women's soccer. Meanwhile, deep shot here from Beamish. Into double coverage. You could see the strength of Beamish's arm intended for Kyle Lovett. Deep shot there, 50 yards in the air. We try our best to bring you updates of the soccer action, which gets started at 3 p.m. with the Tornadoes facing NC Wesleyan. Brevard men's soccer looking for back-to-back USA South Conference championships. Women's team looking for their first in school history. 9:42 to play here. 3rd down and 10. Beamish back to pass. Heavy pressure, and that's going to be a quarterback sack. First of the day given up by the Tornado offense. Robert Vickers able to bring down Beamish, and that's going to be the first punting situation for the Tornadoes after the quarterback sack by Vickers. Sophomore from Headland, Alabama. So 4th down. And the punt here from Akis. Taken there by Tyler England. And a good return from England. Akis actually made the tackle. You never want to see that necessarily from a special teams unit where your punter or your kicker is actually making the tackle, but Akis getting the job done. Sizable return from England and great starting field position, to say the least, for the Huntingdon Hawks. So 1st and 10 from the 17. New quarterback in the game. It's Dorian Smith for Huntington. And rush there. Hand off to Troy Garner. Troy Garner, junior out of Gordo, Alabama. He's brought down by the senior Trey Williams. Five-yard gain, 2nd and 5 from the 12. Pass here is complete to Woody. Able to elude several defenders and then pushed out of bounds along that Huntington sideline. Quintrell Bowman eventually brought him down. See where the ball is spotted. It looks like it's going to be just short. So 3rd and 1 from the 9. big third down opportunity here for the Huntington offense. An opportunity for another stop here for the Tornadoes defense. Smith hands it off to Garner, and that's going to be enough for the first down.
Number 0, Troy Garner on the carry. 22. Brought down by number 22, Jock Pleasure.
Forward progress brought him past that yard to gain marker. And in fact, all the way to the 6-yard line. So it'll be first and goal from the 6. And looks like perhaps an injury timeout. We thought so for a moment there, but referees are saying, hey, time to roll here. No timeout on the field. In fact, play clock is counting down. Now 10 on the play clock. Smith, the backup quarterback, wearing number 13. Rush there from Garner, his third rush of this drive. Wyatt Langford, who had a big sack in the first quarter, able to come up with the tackle for loss. And it'll be second and goal from the 7. 6:40 and counting. Smith gets his signal from the sidelines, now looks back again. Smith, little pitch there to Gardner, and he's brought down by Toby Naylor. That'll bring up third and goal. He stopped at the 2-yard line. So third and goal from the 2. Wyatt Langford along that defensive line for the Tornadoes. Quincy Okoger Jr. as well. Bailey Ramey. Goal line defense situation here, but that's going to be a touchdown for the Huntington Hawks. Rush there by Garner. Big dose of Garner that drive. Now a late flag comes in after perhaps some unsportsmanlike extracurricular going on after the play. And an injury on the Tornado side as athletic training staff heads out to the field. Now they're pushed off, so it looks like injured players up and running. But meanwhile, touchdown there for the Hawks. We'll see what the penalty's all about, but have to think it's after the play and the touchdown will stand. So the touchdown will count. Unnecessary roughness after the touchdown on Huntington. That'll be assessed on the kickoff. So 21-9 your score. And Will Edwards on for the extra point. Kick is up and good. So 10 unanswered points for the Hawks after the Tornadoes took a 21-0 lead. 5:38 to play in the second quarter. Brevard 21, Huntington 10.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they are seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
Big opportunity here for the Tornadoes from a field position standpoint after that unnecessary roughness penalty on Huntington. Backs them up all the way to their 20 for this kickoff. Will Edwards will do his best to kick off from the 20. Hogan and Taylor back for the Tornadoes. And DJ Taylor is going to let it bounce out of bounds, which will give the Tornadoes additional yardage from there. 5:38 to play, second quarter. 21-10 Tornadoes on top of the Hawks. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35. May have to check the rule book on that because ball bounces out of bounds. Kickoff was from the 20. Typically, if the ball bounces out of bounds on a normal kickoff, you'd be spotted at the 35. Consensus here in the press box, and I think that was Coach Kyatt's argument as well, said it actually should have been from the 50 if you imposed the 15 yards, but we may have to consult deep into the NCAA football rulebook to find that specific. But bottom line is we're off and running. 1st and 10 incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 35 now for the Tornadoes. Beamish rolls out to his left, able to find an open Zachary Orr, his number one target all season long, and Orr is able to make a couple Hawks miss. He's pushed out of bounds. And big gainer there for Orr, another first down for the Tornadoes.
That's Brevard College, first down.
Orr's 3rd catch of the contest. Orr's shaken up on the play. He's being attended to on the near sideline. But a big gainer there. 1st and 10 from the 39. 14th completion of the day for Beamish. Orr now with 85 receiving yards. And meanwhile, timeout for the Tornadoes. 4:48 to play. It'll be 1st and 10 when we come back. 21-10 Brevard. After the 28-yard pass from Beamish to Zachary Orr, Tornadoes first down at the Huntington 39. Beamish able to weave his way through a couple of Huntingdon pass rushers, then smart play there, throwing it out of bounds. Closest receiver was Adam Douglas. Heavy pressure that time on Beamish. New set of wide receivers checking in for the NATOs, including Jordan Rao. Also Jack Spots back into the contest. 21-10, your score, 4:41 to play in the second. Rush here to Chancellor Lee Parker. And Parker's brought down. That'll create a third down situation. Be 3rd and 5 for the Tornado offense. Three of 4 on the day in third down situations, the Tornado offense. Alex Bolton has checked in. 5 wide receiver set. Beamish able to make the pass there. A completion to Reggie Taylor the second. Nicely done there. What a spark Reggie Taylor II has been this season for the Tornadoes, the sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, Mountain Island Charter High School. Anecdotally, the fastest student athlete on campus, any sport, at Brevard College. Part of the track and field team as a sprinter as well. 3:25 to play, second quarter. Beamish in the shotgun. Chancellor Lee Parker to his left. Beamish back to pass. And he's going to take it himself. And he's hit late and perhaps even towards the head area there. 3 flags flew. And this could be a late hit. It could be a targeting. It could be all of the above. And dangerous situation there wherever there's that kind of hit made, especially on a quarterback. See what the official's call is. Was a personal foul. The referee called roughing the passer. Typically, you hear that verbiage on a late hit on a passing play. Should have probably just been referred to as a personal foul or a late hit. But bottom line is a first down for the Tornadoes, and Tornadoes continue to march their way up the field, back into the red zone again. And clock will start now. 3 minutes to play here in this second quarter. Rush here to Chancellor Lee Parker. Nice job by that Huntingdon front to bring back down Lee Parker. Casey Peppers leading the charge. Senior from Panama City Beach, Florida. Panhandle of Florida. Zachary Orr has checked back in. You've got Douglas split out to the right. 2nd and 8 from the 9, so the 1 yard line's the yard to gain. Beamish back to pass. Heavy pressure, and he's going to be brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Perhaps even a short loss there. So it'll be 3rd down for Beamish in the Tornado offense. Ruled officially a sack. 1:40 in counting here in this second quarter. Tornadoes ahead 21-10. A big third down here. Beamish back to pass. Flags are down, so we'll see what the flag's all about. Incomplete on the play. Might have been an illegal shift or something of that type against the Tornado offense. Penalties actually decline after the incomplete pass, so that'll bring up a fourth down, and Hugo Taylor, reigning USA South Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, with a field goal attempt here. A 27-yard attempt for Hugo Taylor. Kick is good. So the Tornadoes on the Hugo Taylor 27-yard field goal take a 24-10 lead. 1:17 to play here, second quarter. Nick Akis will kick off for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes ahead 24-10. RJ White on the return. Brought down there at the 40.
Number 19, RJ White on the return. Brought down by number 7, Kentrell Holloway.
So we'll see what Huntingdon can manage here in these final 69 seconds of the opening half, trailing 24-10. It'll be the Hawks' ball to start the second half. Moses Perkins, the third, is checked in for the Tornadoes. He wears number 40. Keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, pass there to Tyler Cheney. So well done there, opening play of this drive. Clock now under a minute. It'll be 1st and 10 for Huntingdon at the 29-yard line of Brevard. Smith, deep shot, and great job by the Tornadoes defensively. Dylan James, affectionately known as Champ. Big time pass breakup there. Cameron Moore was in the area as well, and you can see James. Feeling confident, feeling good after that pass breakup. Senior from Gainesville, Florida. 45 seconds to play here in the second quarter. McReynolds alongside the quarterback Dorian Smith. Smith. A fumble. The ball is loose. A scramble for it. Koger's there for the Tornadoes. It's going to be the Tornadoes' ball on the turnover. Grequenzio Koger was there to force that fumble. So Koger was there initially. Ernest Smith, the second, with the fumble recovery. Ernest Smith, the second part of that senior class as well. So all sorts of seniors getting in on the party. Senior from Barnwell, South Carolina. And suddenly the Tornadoes may have an opportunity here. 36 seconds to play. Ethan Beamish, empty backfield. Throws upfield and able to make the play there. Jordan Rao with his first catch of the day. And just like that, the Tornadoes into Huntington territory, coming off the fumble recovery.
That's Brevard College, first down.
So a sizable completion there to Rao. Coach Bill Kyatt, also Coach Chris Symington, having some words with the officials. And Tornadoes are going to take their last time out here with 30 seconds to play. So a chance here for the Tornadoes to add some more points to the board here heading into the halftime locker room. It will be Huntington ball to start the second half, but that turnover, first of the game, considerable. Ernest Smith, the second. Officially, he's credited with a sack on the play, and he also got the fumble recovery. So Ernest Smith, the second, just doing it all. And setting up this opportunity for the Tornado offense. And Beamish found Rao for 25 yards, and here we go. 1st and 10, Brevard. Brevard now out of timeouts. Beamish was looking for Seth Marshall. Marshall unable to come up with the catch. 2nd and 10. Some different personnel checking in. Zachary Orr checking back in. Also Reggie Taylor, the second. 26 seconds here in the second half. George Reaney checking in as well. Chancellor Lee Parker to the left of Beamish. Beamish drops back. Deep shot, looking for Orr. Well covered there by Cam Reynolds. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. 21 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Lovett, Spots, and Douglas all checking in. Wideouts for the Tornadoes. A deep group of wide receivers. Third and 10. Beamish back to pass. Deep shot down the left side. Almost picked off. Pass was intended to Douglas. And almost intercepted there by C.J. Figures, freshman from Quincy, Florida. So with 16 seconds left, it's going to be a long field goal attempt from Hugo Taylor. And timeout before we get to that from Huntington, perhaps trying to ice Taylor here. 16 seconds to go, second quarter. A 52-yard field goal attempt for Hugo Taylor. This would be a program record. Longest field goal made in school history if he can get there. And it's going to be off the mark, a little short. Accurate yet short. So long field goal attempt. No good. Leaving 10.8 seconds on the clock for the Hawks. It'll be Huntington ball to start the third quarter, so you'd imagine they'd be conservative here with just 10 seconds on the clock, but crazier things have happened. Down to the final 10 seconds of this first half. Montrell Stinson playing center field for the Tornadoes. In case Huntington tries a deep shot, and it looks like they are going to attempt one more play here. And if he gets out of bounds, they'll actually have a shot for another one if they do indeed want to try something deep. Now 4 seconds to play. Dorian Smith checked in about midway through this first half and has been playing ever since as the quarterback of record for the Huntington Hawks. Carson Daniel was the starter. So what should be the final play of the first half? Smith in the shotgun. Dropped back to pass. Able to make a play in the flat to McReynolds, but that'll be it for the first half. A successful one for the Tornadoes, who will go to the intermission with a 24-10 advantage here on Senior Day at Eyes-Lamel Family Field. Stick around. We'll have Senior Day ceremony for the drum line, and we'll bring you all the first half statistics and highlights as well. We'll head to the third quarter with the Tornadoes leading 24-10 here at Eyes-Lamel Family Field. Senior Day for Brevard College.
Drumline, in its fourth year of service to the college, is made up of students from diverse backgrounds. Students pursuing degrees in music, criminal justice, Willie, art, and many others work year-round learning music to entertain, cheer on, and pump up our student athletes and fans. A group dedicated to improving its art and connecting with the community, the Drumline represents the college in outreach, recently performing at the Brevard High School Marching Exhibition and performing later this month for an educational children's concert for all the second graders of Transylvania County in cooperation with the Brevard Philharmonic Orchestra. And now the Brevard College Tornado Drumline would like to recognize its seniors. Grace Vault is a senior music major with a psychology minor. Grace has played on the bass line since her first year and now serves as bass captain. Her favorite memory from drumline is a tie between sprinting up and down the bleachers and always matching energy with the line. After graduating, Grace plans to attend graduate school to pursue a major in music therapy. Grace's message to others is make the best of what you have while you still have it. It's been an amazing ride. Ladies and gentlemen, Grace Vault. Peyton Mackenzie Douglas is a senior music education major. Mackenzie has played bass drum and snare drum and serves as the BC Tornado Drumline's first drum captain. Her interests include dogs, music, teaching, reading, and nature. Mackenzie's favorite moments from drumline are making the snare line, doing roll chops out in the warm September weather, and using the bubble blower machine in the stands. Grace and Mackenzie are escorted today by Dr. Kathy Gresham, Associate Professor of Music and Voice Fine Arts Division Chair. Let's thank our seniors for their service to the NATO nation.
It's important to study English because language has power. And being able to understand the history of language and how it's been used over time and in our current era helps us be able to take control of that power and use it now and in the future.
I've learned to express myself with the written word more clearly. I've been given the tools with different structural techniques and all the good stuff that have made me a stronger writer, a stronger communicator.
You're going to learn not just the content of your major, whether it's English or history or whatever. You're going to learn how to learn. You're going to learn how to apply that learning and adapt as conditions change.
Writing is inherently experiential because students have to take so many important skills like critical thinking, communication, analysis, and translate those thoughts into a piece of oral or written communication, and then learn by doing how to be more effective communicators.
The English program at Brevard College prepares you for success in whatever field you choose to major in, whether it's theater, whether it's in the sciences or math, whether it's in business. The ability to communicate is important in no matter where you go, and one of the skills we teach is how to communicate clearly with your audience, whoever that may be.
The community here at Brevard, whether it be faculty, students, staff, are all people who learn and grow together. We learn from each other. There's no place where I don't feel welcome on campus, and that's the best part of that liberal arts education, is you're stepping into different learning styles and different content than you do at any old college where you don't get to grow the brain. It's a culture that encourages self-expression. You're allowed to be you here.
history
Back here at Islamel Family Field as we count down to the start of the third quarter. Some halftime numbers for you. 24-10 Brevard College on top of Huntington through that first half. 266 total yards for the Tornado offense. 102 for Huntington. 222 of the 266 coming via the air for Brevard College. And Brevard as a team, 14 first downs to just 5 for Huntington. Tornadoes leading in time of possession, 17:38 to 12:22. And both teams have been efficient on third down, 4 of 7 for the Tornadoes, 3 of 6 for Huntington. Just one turnover in this one, a fumble by the Huntington Hawks. Individually, the Tornadoes quarterback already has set the school record for most passing yards in a single season. While he's added 222 to that total here in the first half. Ethan Beamish, 15 of 25, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Beamish found 9 different receivers in that first half, led by Zachary Orr, who had 3 catches for 85 yards, including a touchdown. Cooper Hogan had 3 catches for 36 yards. Adam Douglas had a pair of catches, including a touchdown, as did Jack Spots. Other receivers for the Tornadoes, we mentioned 9 in total. Jordan Rao, Kyle Lovett, George Rennie, Reggie Taylor II, and Chancellor Lee Parker coming out of the backfield. Chancellor Lee Parker on the ground, 9 carries for 30 yards. DJ Taylor had a carry as well for 6 yards. Reggie Taylor had a rush on a reverse play for 5, and Ethan Beamish did suffer a couple of sacks, however, also had a season-long rush of 18 yards using his legs. Huntington used 2 different quarterbacks. The starter, Carson Daniel, struggled a bit, was just 3 of 6 for 12 yards and was sacked once. Then Dorian Smith came on in relief. He was 3 of 4 for 43 yards. Woody, the leading receiver, Antoine Woody, with 3 catches. And Mick Reynolds with 50 yards on the ground, the leading rusher for Huntington. 42 of those 50 yards came on a big scamper by Mick Reynolds. Well, the Tornadoes started off hot. First drive of the game, a quick strike, 3-play, 64-yard, 79-second drive, capped off by a Beamish touchdown pass to Zachary Orr for 37 yards. After a 3-and-out by the Tornado defense, the Tornadoes did it again. This time, driving down the field on a 13-play, 59-yard drive, as Beamish then found Adam Douglas for a 7-yard touchdown. Another 3-and-out by the Tornadoes set up a 9-play, 80-yard drive by the Brevard offense, capped off by a Jack Spots touchdown, 5 yards from Beamish. Huntington was able to get on the board with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the second quarter on a field goal by Will Edwards from 37 yards. And then Huntington, their lone touchdown of the contest, as Garner was able to cash in on a 2-yard touchdown rush to make it 21-10. Late in that second quarter, Hugo Taylor hit a field goal attempt from 27 to cap off a 10-play drive for Brevard College to make it 24-10. Taylor attempted what would have been a program record long field goal at the end of the second quarter was off the mark, and it all adds up to a 24-10 advantage for Brevard College as we head towards the third quarter here at a sunny Ives Lamel Family Field. We've had freezing temperatures overnight the last few evenings. However, it's warmed up considerably. Currently 67 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky. Chamber of Commerce weather here in Brevard, North Carolina, in the mountains of western North Carolina. Appreciate you wherever you may be tuning in from. This is a crucial USA South Conference matchup between these two teams. The winner will be in the driver's seat for a USA South Conference championship. Brevard currently 5-0 in the USA South Conference. Huntington 4-1. Belhaven is 5-1. We're also about 20 minutes away from the start of the USA South Conference men's soccer championship game. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Women's team will play later today. Also going for a USA South Conference championship. So a lot happening here on the campus of Brevard College across the fall sports. And we'll start off the third quarter with an opening kickoff. It's squibbed and taken by a up man of the Hawks. So be decent field position after Will Pilgrim picked up that squib kick. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Huntington Hawks. Huntington won the opening coin toss, deferred so they could get the ball right here to start the second half. Back in the game is Carson Daniel at the quarterback position. He started the game as well. Rush there for McReynolds. McReynolds, his 6th carry of the game. Tackled by Luke Dodson. Another senior. One of 21 seniors who were honored in a pregame ceremony. Dodson from right down the street in Brevard High School. Incomplete pass there. Woody may have heard the footsteps of a couple of Tornado defenders. Most notably, Bailey Ramey.
Fans, let's hear it for your third down defense.
3rd and 8 for the Huntington Hawks. Pass there's incomplete. Nice coverage by the Tornadoes. Pass was intended from Daniel to Cheney. Quintrell Holloway, Dylan James, Quintrell Bowman. Solid work by the secondary of the Tornadoes, and Tornadoes able to force another punt here for Huntington. Hunter Kirkland with heavy pressure from the Tornadoes, but a great boot, 50 yards. And a short return from Jock Pledger, but under some heavy pressure. There's a flag. We may have seen a roughing or running into the kicker, but just an absolute boomer from Will Edwards, 50 yards. So it's personal foul on the Tornadoes. This is a killer because it's going to be an automatic first down, and the Huntington offense will head back onto the field. So Tornadoes defense thought they had stopped the Huntington offense to start this third quarter. And right back to work, hard hat and pail. Tornadoes defense right back out there. Costly personal foul penalty on the Tornadoes special teams unit. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Huntington. Pass there and a great open field tackle by the Tornadoes' Jock Pledger. This will be the final regular season home game for Jock Pledger. Graduate student from Monroe, Georgia. What a career he's had. Able to stop Woody for a short gain on first down. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Huntington offense. Rush here, gain of 2. So bring down another 3rd down, and Pledger again on the tackle. So back-to-back plays by Jock Pledger.
And this here for your defense. It's 3rd down.
3 of 6 on 3rd down. The Huntington Hawks. Check that, 3 of 7 after the first 3rd down attempt here in this third quarter. That pass is going to be broken up nicely. Toby Naylor, graduate student from England. What a career he's had, and a big play there. So the Tornadoes defense comes through. Getting the stop there. Meanwhile, Hunter Kirkland, he just boomed a 50-yarder on a play that didn't count. Punting here from the 40. Well done. Might have touched a Tornado, and if that's the case, this is going to be a turnover on a muffed punt. And indeed, Huntington able to capitalize on the special teams mistake, back-to-back special teams mistakes by the Tornadoes. First, a costly personal foul, and this one even more costly. A muff punt that's going to give the Tornadoes defense just that much tougher of an assignment now. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 5. The ball touched a Tornado player, which makes it a live ball, and Huntington opportunistically able to come up with the recovery. 1st and goal from the 5. Pass there, almost picked off by Dylan James. Intended to a tight end of Huntington. May have been Gerald Billingsley. Meanwhile, 2nd down and goal from the 5. Pilgrim in the game and able to lay a block there to lead the way for McReynolds, who scores from 5 yards out. And Huntington able to cash in on the costly mistake by the Tornadoes special teams. So points off turnovers there. That's the stuff that coaches aren't able to get sleep at night over. So extra point here. And Huntington has come all the way back from being down from 21-0 to make this a 7-point ball game, 24-17 here in the third quarter. 12-17 to play, quarter number 3. Back here at Islamel Family Field, Tornadoes 24, Hawks 17, 12-17 to play in the third. Can't blame the defense for that last 7 points. Tornadoes were able to get 2 stops defensively. Couple of costly mistakes on special teams set up a touchdown for the Hawks. Nice kickoff return by DJ Taylor, meanwhile. Another part of that senior class, the senior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, Archer High School. 21 seniors honored before this contest. And also a group of 7 fifth-year players for the Tornadoes, including several graduate students. Meanwhile, penalty on the Tornadoes. Kickoff return team is going to back them up even more. So last 3 special teams plays, 2 penalties and a turnover. The Tornadoes, their own worst enemy at the moment. See if the offense can bail them out here. Beamish was trying to find Zachary Orr. Pass incomplete on first down. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. I feel like this is a critical drive for the Tornadoes as the momentum has shifted quite a bit in the direction of the visitors from Montgomery, Alabama. Rush there for Devontae Murray, his first rush of the contest. Murray, the senior running back from Murphy, North Carolina, Murphy High School. Solid gain there, 3 or 4 yards. But it'll bring up another 3rd down. George Rennie, amongst others, checking in for this 3rd down offensive package. 3 wide receivers to the left, Orr, Taylor, and Remy. 1 to the right. Now Taylor in motion. Beamish, back to pass. Looks for Remy in the flat. Remy's able to bring it in. That's going to be short of the 1st down, however. Check that. Actually, Seth Marshall with the completion. So good to see Seth Marshall getting into the action, the freshman wide receiver from Heath Springs, South Carolina, Andrew Jackson High School. But a 3-and-out forced by the Huntington defense. And special teams unit, now the punting unit for the Tornadoes. Nick Akis will do the duties. From the 27-yard line. And a 33-yard punt there after a fortuitous bounce for the Tornadoes. It'll be good field position once again for Huntington. 10:33 to play here, third quarter. Huntington trails the Tornadoes 24-17. Back here at Islamel Family Field, Tornadoes defense will have to go back to work here after a 3-and-out forced by Huntingdon. Daniel will get things started for Huntingdon on this drive. Option play, a pitch to McReynolds. Tornadoes, Dylan James and then Toby Naylor finished off the play. Gain of 4. So it'll be 2nd and 6. Just under 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. Daniel in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers spread, and he's going to go near side to R.J. White. Brought down there by Ramey, also Holloway. And that's going to be enough for a first down. That's going to move the chains for Huntingdon. Year in, year out, Huntingdon known for just a very sound style of football. Rarely makes mistakes. Until that, there's the mistake the Tornadoes were looking for. Jock Pledger on the interception. And what a return for Pledger in the meantime. Jock Pledger, just what the doctor ordered. And Jock Pledger, great kickoff return or interception return after the pick. Second turnover by Huntingdon. A fumble and now an interception. And the Tornadoes needed that as you felt like the momentum was starting to shift towards Huntingdon. But a spark for the Tornadoes on the Pledger interception. Pass here is complete to Kyle Lovett. Beamish able to lay that out perfectly for Kyle Lovett. Nice block by Chancellor Lee Parker in the backfield to protect Beamish and give him just enough time to find Lovett. Eli Everhart has checked in. Everhart, what a compelling story. We know him as a linebacker, now playing both ways. A tight end position. Rush here to Chancellor Lee Parker. And Huntington's defense read it well. Brought down by a flurry of Hawks, led by Robert Vickers. We've called his name quite a bit. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. From the 14-yard line. Beamish hands off to Chancellor Lee Parker. And once again, Huntingdon all over that running play. Leading the way for the Hawks, Casey Peppers. That'll bring up a 3rd down. No gain on the play. Rennie and Marshall have both checked back in. Marshall, the wide receiver, spread out to the right. Beamish, looking Marshall's direction, now moves to his left. Heavy pass rush. And brought down. That's going to be a quarterback sack, the 3rd of the day for the Hawks defense. Corey Anderson credited with the sack. And that'll bring up another Hugo Taylor field goal opportunity. From 37 yards out, Hugo Taylor able to cash in with the field goal. Nicely done, Hugo Taylor. And the Tornadoes extend their lead to 10 points. Taylor, the junior place kicker from Charleston, South Carolina, James Island Charter High School. Had Hugo Taylor on Tornado Talk earlier this semester, and we were talking about his academic interest. And I must say, in all the interviews that we've had with Brevard College student athletes, he's the first one to mention astrophysics. Sort of next level scientific mind, the place kicker for Hugo Taylor. 6:25 to play here in the third quarter. Akis with the kickoff. A squib once again. Picked up there by the Hawks. Kyler Cheney. In a fumble, loose ball for the Hawks. Opportunity for the Tornadoes. But looks like Huntington able to smother that loose ball. We were just mentioning how the Hawks usually take care of business in the area of turnovers and penalties. Sound program, just an incredible record. 27-3 over their last 30 USA South Conference games. 3 losses, 1 to NC Wesleyan, 1 to Brevard, 1 to Belle Haven in that stretch. See if the Tornadoes can get another stop here, maybe even force another turnover. Last time out, Pledger was able to come up with the interception. 6:14 to play here in the third. Rolling out to his right is Daniel. And pass intended to Woody, but incomplete. Nice job defensively by the Nados, flushing the Huntington quarterback out to his right. And then great coverage. Terrion Burgess, big part of that equation. 6:08 to play here in the third. 2nd and 10. 8 on the play clock. Daniel able to make a completion there, short of the yard to gain marker. Bradford with the catch, Connor Bradford, senior from Millbrook, Alabama. .545 and counting here, third quarter. Big third down here, 3rd and 2 for the Huntington Hawks. Rush here to Garner, and that right side of the Huntington offensive line able to clear out a bunch of space, and Garner able to easily move the chains on that rush. Troy Garner able to move the sticks, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 45. Under 5 minutes to play in the third. Fresh set of downs for the Hawks. And flushed out of the pocket there was Daniel. Another open field tackle for Pledger. Bailey Ramey was there with the pass rush and was absolutely mugged by a Huntington Hawk. No penalty on the play. Second and 8 from the 47. Play action. Daniel Looking upfield, able to make the completion there to Tyler England. And England's pushed out of bounds, but enough for another Huntington first down. There was a flag on the play. We'll see what that's all about. Offensive pass interference. So Will Pilgrim, the guilty party, and that's going to cost the Hawks, backing them up all the way to the 31-yard line. So we'll call it 2nd and 23 from the 31. Screen pass there to McReynolds, who's able to turn upfield and take a couple of Tornado defenders with him all the way across the line to gain. First down. Great play call by the Hawks. Got an injured Tornado in the meantime. So first down for the Hawks on a long second down conversion. Injury on the field. 27-17 Tornadoes ahead of the Hawks. 3:34 to play, third quarter. Nice round of applause for Moses Perkins III, who was shaken up on that play. Junior from Jacksonville, Florida. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 44. .325 and counting here in the third quarter. Tornadoes up by 10. Rush here. And a gain of 5 on the play. McReynolds, who's been their leading rusher throughout this contest. That was his 8th carry, now 59 yards. 2:52 and counting in the third. Carson Daniel, handoff here. McReynolds once again, and that's a sizable gain for McReynolds, eventually tackled by Cameron Moore, as McReynolds quickly able to get past that front 7 of the Tornadoes and work his way into the secondary. Tornadoes defense has been on the field quite a bit here in this third quarter. And Huntington systematically moving down the field here in this latest drive. 1st and 10 for the Hawks after the 14-yard gain by McReynolds. Quick pass there, complete out of bounds to Tyler England. Cam Moore there defensively, and now Moore steps off. Pledger steps back on. 1:45 and counting here in the third. Rush here, McReynolds yet again. Toby Naylor with the stop. 3rd and 4, big third down for the Tornado defense from the 20. And that's going to be very close to the first down marker. Looks like he's just short. It was McReynolds again, Jordan Ramey with the tackle. As we're counting down towards the end of the third quarter. This drive started way back at the 6-minute mark. And Huntingdon with another play here on 4th down. And they're able to move the chains on 4th and short. Clock stops at the 14.2 second mark. First down for Huntingdon. A lot of McReynolds on this drive. Some short passes completed by Carson Daniel. And the Tornadoes defense will get a breather and be able to regroup here in the midst of a long Huntingdon drive that continues after that 4th down conversion. We'll head to the 4th quarter. Your score, Brevard 27, Huntingdon 17. Currently a 12-play drive by the Huntingdon Hawks. It's chewed up over 6 minutes and led us all the way here into the 4th quarter. Rush here, Garner bangs forward. James Woods with the tackle. Huntingdon continues to move down the field here. This drive started way back 6:15 mark of the 3rd quarter. And at the Huntingdon 27, this is play number 14 of the drive. Another rush by Garner. Quintrell Bowman with the tackle. He's been a bright spot this fall for the Tornadoes, junior from Roxborough, North Carolina. Over 7 minutes and counting this drive for Huntingdon. And a rush there, and signal is up, and that's a touchdown for the Huntingdon Hawks. Troy Garner with the finish. Extra point opportunity for Will Edwards of Huntingdon. Trying to make this a 3-point ball game after the Tornadoes led 21-zip. The kick is good, and that's indeed the case. 27-24. 13:49 to play in the third quarter. Garner with the touchdown run for the Hawks. And it'll be up to the Tornadoes offense now to try to answer back. Senior day here at Eyes Lamel Family Field. Tornadoes have 13:49 to play here in the fourth quarter. Trying to secure a senior day victory. Rush here, DJ Taylor, one of those seniors. And he's pushed out of bounds. Alex Alvarez credited with the tackle there on special teams for the Hawks. The Tornadoes looking to answer back after just a tremendous drive. 15 plays, 73 yards, 7 minutes, 25 seconds for the Huntingdon Hawks. Meanwhile, rush here, Chancellor Lee Parker. He takes a Huntington defender just head on. What a collision there between Chancellor Lee Parker and Cole Sackman. Martinez eventually brought him down. Solid start, 7-yard rush from Chancellor Lee Parker. Senior from Auburn, Georgia. George Rennie has checked back in. He's the wide receiver in motion. And Huntington did not bite on the Ethan Beamish fake pitch that he uses so effectively. Number 90, Charlie Hollis. Sophomore from Gulf Shores, Alabama. Able to make big tackle for loss there. They'll set up a 3rd and 11. Tornadoes have been struggling here in this second half. Beamish in the shotgun has Chancellor Lee Parker to his right. On 3rd down, he drops back. Able to look forward, make the completion to Adam Douglas, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down. Beamish and Douglas getting back to what they know best. Sort of stuff we saw throughout that first half, and moves the chains. That feels significant after Tornadoes offense had some issues in that third quarter. Tornadoes had 14 first downs in the first half and have had just 2 here in the second. Flag on the play on 1st down. See what it's all about. So the penalties declined. Legal shift on Brevard. So loss of down, it'll be 2nd down. And 16. A big loss there for the NATOs. Meanwhile, Beamish, deep shot here, looking for Reggie Taylor the second. Huntington's DB, Markel Jordan, was there with Reggie Taylor the second, step for step that time. That'll bring up a 3rd and long. Tornadoes 5 of 10 on 3rd down. 1 of 3 here in the second half. Beamish. There's a flag down, and Beamish is going to be sacked, and then the ball comes loose, a fumble. Looks like Huntington has indeed recovered the fumble. We'll see what the flag's all about. Huntington's sideline absolutely erupts as Huntington able to execute the quarterback sack, jar the ball loose, recover the fumble. The penalty, by the way, was on the Tornadoes. That, of course, will be declined, holding on the play. And the Brevard College defense will be tasked once again after a costly turnover that's given Huntington some great field position here. Rush right up the middle for the Hawks. Moses Perkins the third on the tackle. McReynolds with the carry that time. There's an injured Brevard player. With 10:59 here in the fourth quarter. Brevard 27, Huntington 24. Toby Naylor was the injured player. He's up and on his own power able to make his way to the sidelines. What a sensational career, the graduate student from Southampton, England. Tornadoes men's soccer underway in the USA South Conference Championship. In the 17th minute in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, NC Wesleyan 1, Brevard 0. So early advantage for the host, NC Wesleyan. A USA South Conference Championship on the line in this one. And a USA South Conference Championship may be on the line in this one. And a rush here. Big hit. The rush was Woody. And Dylan James laying the wood. Dylan James, what a tackle. Junior from Gainesville, Florida, Trenton High School. Set up a 3rd down for Huntington. Carry here to McReynolds. And it's going to be another 1st down for Huntington. So a quick score update for that men's soccer game. The Tornadoes just tied it up. Now 1-1. Brevard College and NC Wesleyan, USA South Conference Championship. Meanwhile, after that 1st down rush for Huntington, we've got a timeout on the field. With 10:05 to play here in the fourth quarter, Tornadoes 27, Hawks 24. Well, we talked about the Tornadoes' struggles offensively, just 2 first downs in the second half. Well, Huntington, meanwhile, only 5 first downs in the first half, 7 here in the second. After a first down there, it's 1st and 10. Rush here from McReynolds. And right down near the goal line. We'll see where this is spotted. And indeed, a touchdown. We didn't see the signal from any of the officials, but it was a touchdown as he was brought down right around the goal line. And just like that, the Hawks have taken the lead here at Lamel Family Field. Extra point is good. 31-27. The Hawks, who were trailing 21-0 back in that first half, on a 31-6 scoring run. 9:49 to play here, quarter number 4. Once again, update from USA South Conference action. Men's soccer, Brevard 1, NC Wesleyan 1, as Aiden Miller scores for the Tornadoes. Brevard College women's soccer will be in action in a few hours themselves, also going for a USA South Conference championship. Brevard just in the middle of all these championship hunts, but also in the middle of a bit of a quandary here in the fourth quarter. 9:49 to play and trailing by 4. As Huntington's come all the way back. DJ Taylor with the kick return. And well defended by the Hawks. Brought down around the 20. And Tornadoes offense, for the first time today, will be playing from behind. As Ethan Beamish, who's had a record-setting year this season, will go back to work. Tornado offensive line, Todd Norman, Bernard Wirtz, Josh Blackstock, Hayden Schnell, and Brody Lindsay. And that group able to create some space for Chancellor Lee Parker. Great rush there for Chancellor Lee Parker. And good start to this drive, an initial first down. 13th rush of the day for Chancellor Lee Parker. He now has 57 yards. Jordan Rao checks in for Brevard. Dual sport athlete, also a member of the Brevard College baseball team. Rush here, Chancellor Lee Parker able to cut through the right side of that line. Nice job, Brody Lindsay, creating some space from that right tackle spot. Brought down there by Anderson. 8:50 and counting. Five-yard rush by Chancellor Lee Parker. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 40. Rush again, Chancellor Lee Parker. 3rd consecutive rush for Chancellor Lee Parker. Gain of 4. It'll be 3rd and 1. Some different personnel on this 3rd and short checking in for the Tornadoes, including Andrew Bishop, also Lyndon Galt. So we'll see if we see more of a power formation here. And that's indeed the case. And whistles there. Huntington is going to call a timeout here and reset things on defense. 3rd and 1 from the 44 coming up Huntington leads 31-27, 7:56 to play, fourth quarter. Back here at Lamel Family Field, big third down here, 3rd and 1. Hand off to Chancellor Lee Parker, and he's able to find an opening. Inside rush there, good for another first down. Seeing a heavy dose of Chancellor Lee Parker here on this drive. Now 16 carries, 63 yards. 7:30 and counting. Beamish. Play action. And able to find Reggie Taylor for the completion. Great job there. Second catch of the afternoon for Reggie Taylor. Beamish now 19 of 31. Starting to approach the 300-yard mark in this one. Big drive here after the Tornadoes fell behind 31-27. And the combination of Beamish's passing prowess and Chancellor Lee Parker on the ground have moved the Tornadoes down the field into Huntington territory. Flag on the play here. False start on a play that was designed to be a run for Lee Parker. Beamish has used 10 different receivers in this contest. So a lot of options depending on whatever package he may have out there. This will be a fake to Chancellor Lee Parker and then a miscalculation by Beamish, and that's an interception for Huntington. Ty Martinez. First interception of the day for Beamish. And Ty Martinez, senior from Louisiana, coming up with the interception. And just as the Tornadoes were starting to create some momentum with a good-looking drive down the field, the interception, just the 8th of the year for Beamish here in game number 9 of the season. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Huntington from the 23. Turnovers have certainly been an issue for the Tornadoes here in the second half, and there's a flag on this play. Rush for Garner. Went for about 15 yards, would be another Huntington first down, but we'll see what the penalty is about. There's also a Brevard player injured. It's going to be a holding call on Huntington, so that'll back them up. And injury timeout with 6:22 to play here in the fourth quarter. Hawks 31, Tornadoes 27. Robert Dorsey, the injured Tornado, helped off the field. Holding penalty on Huntington is going to back them up. It'll be 1st and 20. Rush here, and big gainer for McReynolds. Just slicing through that far side of the field. Big rush for McReynolds. McReynolds over 100 yards now to lead all rushers. It'll be 1st and 10 again for Huntington. Another rush by McReynolds, brought down nicely there by Wyatt Langford, the senior. McReynolds now 145 yards on the day. Huntington's ground attack has seized control of this ball game here in the second half. And they're trying to put together another long drive here, see if they can milk the clock. Head by 4:40 to play in the fourth. Rush there, Garner. Tackle by Trey Williams, part of that senior class. Trey Williams, senior out of Loganville, Georgia. And a timeout on the field, 4:35 to play. Hawks 31, Tornadoes 27. After the Brevard College timeout. Big third down here. 3rd and 6 from the 48 for the Hawks. Garner in the backfield. Carson Daniel. Under center. Pass there, incomplete. Some great pressure there by the Nados. Ernest Smith II bringing the heat. And that's a big stop for the Tornado defense. 4:33 to play here in the fourth. That'll bring on the punting unit for Huntington. Kirkland has been sensational. And another impressive punt there. Fair caught by Jock Pledger. And it'll be 1st and 10 going back the other way for the Nados. 4:27 to operate, trailing by 4. First and 10 from the 18 for the Tornadoes. Ethan Beamish will go back to work. And he had an open wide receiver, Zachary Orr. Pass is dropped. Second down and 10. Critical drive here. A undefeated USA South Conference record and potentially the USA South Conference championship, which whoever wins that championship receives a bid into the NCAA Division III National Tournament. High stakes here at Islamel Family Field over these final 4 minutes and 24 seconds. Second and 10. Beamish steps up, and he's tackled from behind right around the line of scrimmage. It's actually going to be a sack. Short loss. Robert Vickers, we've been calling his name all day with the sack. So short loss of 1. It'll bring up a 3rd and 11. .342 and counting. Beamish back to pass. All sorts of time and able to make the completion, however, out of bounds. It was Jordan Rao, and that'll bring up 4th down. And because of the field position, I don't know if you have a choice here. As punting unit heads back onto the field, Nick Akis, a good punt would go a long way here. Big stop by the Huntington defense, 3 and out. Akis with the boot there, and it's going to go out of bounds off the side of his foot a bit. And this is going to be excellent field position for Huntington with 3:29 to play. And once again, it's going to be put on the backs and the shoulders of this Brevard College defense as Tornadoes trailing 31-27. As Tornadoes defense heads onto the field, guys like Trey Williams, Ernest Smith II, Wyatt Langford, all seniors, Quencio Koger, the junior, the graduate student. 2 timeouts at Brevard's disposal. Very little room for error. And a rush there. Once again, Mick Reynolds right around the marker. Stinson brought him down. Montrell Stinson. And it's going to be a first down. Needed 10, got 10 on the play. 3:05 to play. Mick Reynolds continuing to rack up those numbers. Now 20 carries, 155 yards. 250 and counting. Rush again, Mick Reynolds. Stopped that time by the Tornado defense. A gain of 2, maybe 3. And a quick timeout by the Tornadoes to stop the clock at 2:45. Credit Holloway with that last tackle. And the Tornadoes will talk things over with their defense. 2:45 to play. A lot on the line here. USA South Conference standings, Tornadoes sitting atop the standings. The 5-0 record. Bellhaven 5-1. Huntington 4-1, and NC Wesleyan 4-1. Tornadoes unblemished here in this USA South Conference schedule thus far. looking to remain undefeated, but a big assignment here. Second and 8 from the 24. Rush here, McReynolds, and the Tornadoes are there defensively. That's a big stop for the NATOs coming out of the timeout. Loss on the play. Wyatt Langford in the middle of all that. So to bring up a 3rd and 10, Tornadoes with one timeout in their back pocket. Play clock's at 18. Huntington's going to presumably milk this as far as they can. Play clock now at 5. In a rush here. And this is going to be a battle of will, and the Tornadoes able to take down the rusher McReynolds. Toby Naylor. Talking about gut check time. As McReynolds and Naylor collided in the open field there, and Brevard's defense able to bring down the leading rusher of Huntington. So Brevard now 0 timeouts. Burn that last timeout to stop the clock with 1:50 to play here. 4th and 4 for Huntington. Conventional wisdom tells you kick the field goal, go up by 7. But you could also see if you can earn a first down and put the nail in the coffin here. And the offense is on the field for Huntington. Big opportunity here for the Tornadoes. Game on the line, 4th and 4. Rush here to McReynolds. McReynolds pushes the pile forward, and that's going to be a first down for Huntington. Kahari McReynolds. Needed 4 and got just a foot or two past that. And barring something absolutely spectacular, unusual, miraculous, that should be the ball game. As the Huntington Hawks in the victory formation. Carson Daniel taps his knee to the ground. Clock continues to tick. And the Huntington Hawks are going to improve their record in their last 31 games to 28-3 in USA South Conference play. Coming all the way back from what was once a 21-0 deficit. A frustrating defeat for the Tornadoes after such a great start in that first half. And timeout there for Huntington so they can manage the clock. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. 38 seconds to play here. Hawks 31, Tornadoes 27. Update from men's soccer. NC Wesleyan 1, Brevard 1 in the 40th minute in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. As the men's soccer team contending for a USA South Conference championship. This will be a tough one for the Tornadoes to digest after leading 21-0. Huntington really showed just how sound of a program they are here in the second half, running the ball, winning the turnover battle, and ultimately winning this game as the Hawks are going to come away with a 31-27 victory as head coach Bill Kyatt shakes hands with Mike Turk, the head coach of Huntington. Hey, congrats to Huntington. They got it done when it mattered most here in this second half. Huntington will improve to 5-1 in the USA South Conference. And Brevard falls to 5-1 in USA South Conference play as the 5-game win streak for the Tornadoes is snapped by the visitors from Huntington College. Stick with us. We'll have all the final numbers from Islamel Family Field. Your final score, Huntington 31, Brevard 27. Your final score from Islamel Family Field, Huntington 31, Brevard 27. Huntington outscoring the Tornadoes 21-3 in the second half to earn this victory. And the Tornadoes will regroup. We'll head to Jackson, Mississippi next weekend to take on Belhaven. So a compelling contest in this one, back and forth. Tornadoes got things started with a 21-0 lead in the first half. Touchdown passes, Beamish to Orr for 37 yards, then Beamish to Douglas for 7 yards, Beamish to Spots for 5 yards. And down 21-0, Huntington finally got on the board on a Will Edwards field goal from 37 yards to make it 21-3. Later in that second quarter, Troy Garner able to score a touchdown that cut the lead to 21-10. Hugo Taylor then hit a 27-yard field goal for the Tornadoes to make it 24-10, and that was our score at halftime. Huntington then scored off a turnover by the Tornadoes. McReynolds with the 4-yard touchdown rush to make it 24-17. Hugo Taylor was able to hit another field goal for Brevard to make it 27-17, and then trailing by 10, a long drive, 15 plays, 73 yards, 7 minutes and 25 seconds, capped off by a Garner touchdown rush, cut the deficit to 27-24 for Huntington. McReynolds, who just had a huge day, then scored a 16-yard touchdown run, and Huntington took the lead 31-27. The two teams remained scoreless from that point forward, and Huntington able to come away with a 31-27 victory here at Brevard College. Huntington quarterback play led by Daniel. He was 8 of 18 with no touchdowns and interception. He was sacked once. We also saw Dorian Smith in relief of Daniel, especially in that second quarter. He was 3 of 4 for 43. McReynolds was the leading performer by far offensively in this contest. 23 carries for 166 yards on the ground, also had 2 catches for 33 yards. So 199 all-purpose yards for McReynolds. Cheney had a catch for 30 yards, and Woody 4 catches for 14. Garner also had a big day on the ground for the Hawks, 11 for 42. Hawks defensively, by the way, led by Spence with 9 tackles. Brevard, Ethan Beamish, 19 of 34, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But here's a big number. He was sacked 6 times. Big factor in this one, that pass rush from Huntingdon, with 4 of those 6 sacks coming in the second half. He spread the ball around in terms of the passing game. 10 different receivers for the Tornadoes. Zachary Orr, 3 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Adam Douglas, 3 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown. Hogan also had 3 catches. Jack Spots, 2 catches for 18 yards and a touchdown as well. Also catches by Lovett, Taylor, Rao, Rennie, Marshall, and Chancellor Lee Parker out of the backfield. Chancellor Lee Parker, 17 carries, 64 yards rushing. DJ Taylor, Devontae Murray each had carries as well. Ethan Beamish had a nice run in that first half, a season-long 18-yard scamper. And then the Tornadoes defensively led by graduate student Toby Naylor with 7 tackles. There was also a big interception by Jock Pledger in this one. Brevard actually led in the first down department, 19-17, really was big in that department in the first half. And then in the second half, tables turned completely, tale of 2 halves in this one. Grand totals, Brevard 339 total yards, 299 for Huntingdon. Each team had an interception. Brevard, 2 fumbles, both lost. Huntingdon, 2 fumbles, 1 loss. Huntingdon had 7 penalties for 71 yards. Brevard, 4 for 40. Teams pretty equal in the third down department. Huntingdon 5 of 13, Brevard 6 of 13. Huntingdon also converted on its 2 fourth down opportunities. So head coach Bill Kyatt continuing to talk to his squad along with the rest of the coaching staff as Tornadoes will need to regroup, get back to work, and then head to Belhaven for a matchup in Jackson, Mississippi. But in terms of the potential tiebreakers, also an uneven schedule this year in the USA South Conference with the addition of Belhaven 1 year ago. USA South champion will likely be either Belhaven or Huntingdon after this result this afternoon. Well, men's soccer will continue to keep an eye on the Tornadoes. 1-1 at the half, a goal by Aiden Miller in the first half for the Tornadoes. So best of luck in the second half for the Tornadoes men's soccer program. The women's soccer team at 6 p.m. taking on Southern Virginia in Buena Vista, Virginia. USA South Conference Championship on the line there. Men's and women's basketball again started this week, so opportunities there to see both those teams at the Boschmer Gymnasium. Hope you can come out and check that out. And appreciate your support across the board of Brevard College Tornado Athletics. Well, this is our final home football game of the season, so do want to thank all those who helped make the production possible. Brevard College men's lacrosse team, I don't even know what to say. These guys come up and help us out in the press box year in and year out, and just a sensational job here in the 2023 season. Best of luck to the Tornadoes men's lacrosse team in their season. They've got a exhibition, a fall scrimmage tomorrow at Western Carolina. So heading up to Cullowhee to take on the Catamounts. So best of luck in that contest and then moving forward. But big thanks to the men's lacrosse team. Just great job by that whole unit working behind the scenes for these football contests. Operations staff at Brevard College, Director of Athletics Miranda Nash, Kristen Rosado, Senior Woman Administrator, and their whole team that gets things done around Islamel Family Field on game day. Public address announcer Ray Gill, our anthem singer for much of the season, Grace Vaught. Congratulations to her, member of that women's lacrosse team and part of that drum line as well, and singing the national anthem for us. Can't do it without her. Sports Information Director Joseph Marvin. Big hat tip to Joseph as well. And, of course, thank you, NATO Nation, for continuing to follow the Tornadoes throughout the season. And can't wait to have you on another Brevard College adventure sometime soon. Well, not the result the Tornadoes wanted, as Huntingdon able to win this through a very strong second half. And the Tornadoes will head to Belhaven on this coming Saturday, November the 11th. That's a 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central start in Jackson, Mississippi. Well, for all of us here at Brevard College, your final score for the final time, Huntingdon 31, Brevard 27. Phil DeMontmullen signing off. Go Tornadoes!